Okay, now we're going to do some EQing. So we're going to go to our stereo out track, load a gain plugin from utility gain stereo, and we're going to put our mix into mono so we can EQ and hear everything. One thing about this mix is the kick was bounced out in stereo, and I want to make that mono, as well as the snare. And the bass is mono, that's good. Organ, stereo, stereo, stereo. Mono, mono, mono. Guitars are mono. Okay, everything else looks good. So anything with a stereo or a mono track, you're going to want to select those, go down, choose linear phase EQ mono for the mono tracks, and choose for the stereo tracks. You can actually come through and command click all your stereo tracks. Let's find them. And load the stereo linear phase into all of them at once. And then you can come into all your mono tracks, hold command and click. And load a linear phase EQ mono. That's pretty important, otherwise you're going to end up turning your mono tracks into stereo and then they sound all wide and they don't have focus. So, all right, we're going to load those EQs and then we're going to go through one at a time and start EQing a little bit. First thing I'm generally going to do in a mix is take all of the stuff that's not needing low frequencies, pretty much everything from the drums and bass over, and I'm going to high pass or at least shelf the lows up to 100. On some of the organs, I might just shelf them so that it keeps them lows and still sounds full. And this is just a starting point. See that? All this is going to get adjusted by ear later, but I know that this will help the kick drum and the bass come through more. So it's just something good to do. On some of these, like the piano solo, I want to listen to tracks like that for how much lows we want to keep. So we're not hurting the sound at all by doing that. That's pretty much all I'm checking at this point. Am I hurting the sound by cutting the lows? And if not, then we're in business. We can proceed with all the tone crafting as soon as this is done. So you'll go through and high pass everything that doesn't need all those lows in it, or put a shelf in. Right now I'm going with the shelf. It's a little more gentle. On electric guitar chords, maybe we go with the high pass. Check it out. So you'll come through and do all of these. Okay. Okay. Now it should be easier to hear the kick drum and the bass.